now I want to discuss a little bit core theory. Really the point for our purposes today is to remind you how much we do in groups. None of you has taken price theory alone this week, right? I bet you none of you live alone. And I don't mean in the sense, maybe some of you have your own apartment, but still you share a doorman, swimming pool, workout room, or whatever with the other people in your building, right? It's extremely rare for people to live alone. You know, like in their own single family home by themselves. That's extremely rare. And even when it occurs, it's probably a widow who moved there with her husband and he died and she didn't intend to live there by herself. So we do things in groups, study groups, firms, schools. I mean, the groups are really the norm. And the core is a way of thinking about the purpose and how we get to the groups that we have. So I think we have about 50 people here. And suppose I wanted to break you guys into groups, not necessarily equal size groups, maybe some one size groups, some 10 groups. How many ways could I do that? A lot? So let me give you another big number. The number of centimeters from here to Pluto. Centimeters. Pluto's still there. I guess when I was a kid they said it was a planet, but it's not, but it's still there. It's what a lot of centimeters, right? But the way I can break you guys into groups is more than the number of centimeters from here to Pluto. And that's important because there's just 50 of you. I'm not talking about all 330 million people in America. But even in a group of 50, the astronomical amount of groupings that could happen. Now, why am I talking about groupings? Because groupings is what we do. This is extremely normal. So for a planner, the boss, I called him the boss, the planner, they can't even articulate the number of ways that we would interact with each other. I mean, by articulate, I mean just make a list in the spreadsheet. Forget about evaluating each item in the list and saying, is this grouping better than that grouping? Just to delineate all the groupings that we could be is impossible. And that's one of the big problems with being the boss, being the planner. You're going to have to arrange things to rule out almost all groupings that we would have. So typically you have hierarchies, and the only way you're able to group is with your boss or with your subordinates. And all those other quadrillions of other groupings are not allowed. But there could be gains from trade between many of those cases. So the core refers to an allocation of resources in our economy or in our group to individuals so that no subset of us can take our allocation and split off and do better. And the study of the core is called cooperative game theory. It's, I guess, out of fashion. Maybe you didn't even have cooperative game theory in micro. You have non-cooperative game theory, Nash equilibrium, things like that. But this is called cooperative game theory. And Lester Telser, who taught price theory here many years, specialized in that. And what's important about one of the important features of the core is that it's voluntary. Whether you want to be part of a group, you get to choose, and the group gets to choose. And being in the group is going to come with some obligations. There's rules. Whether that group's a family or a firm, study group, there's certain restrictions. You can't go on your demand curve, or at least as a group, we're trying to get the individuals to move off their demand curve in certain dimensions. And we agree to do that because of the discount we get. What's the discount? Well, I benefit because the other people move off their demand curve. That's the whole point of these, of the groups. They have rules. But they're voluntary. I don't have to join the group. Therefore, I don't have to follow their rules if I don't join. But the groups that exist in equilibrium are their rules, their restrictions that they're imposing on us benefit us members enough that we're willing as individuals to endure that. Now, of course, we might want to cheat the rules once we're in the group. And this is a problem. And this is things that groups have to deal with. We have rules. Our students no cheating or things like that. And then some people cheat anyway. We have to monitor that. We have to have a disciplinary process. So there's costs with that. And that's one of the things I want to track, the resource and opportunity costs. Sometimes when people want to break the rules, they kind of have a good reason. And that's one of the challenges in the group. Well, are we going to have one-size-fits-all rules? We know there's going to be some mistakes by that. That's what I mean by the opportunity cost of the rules. I may be inducing you to do something as a member that really, if we had full knowledge and full time to figure it all out, we would actually let you break the rule a little bit because you're special. And these are the type of costs that groups deal with.